So I'm about to get on an interview. It's 10:23 Thursday morning, August 2nd, and I'm getting on an interview at 11 o'clock. And it's with a marketing firm, one of the biggest ones not biggest in terms of volume, but one of the best ones, I would say, in probably just in the country. And I'll explain a little bit afterwards, and because a lot of you guys probably aren't, maybe a lot of people ask me, like, they don't understand what I do for work, right? They see me putting stuff on YouTube and they know I like freelance and stuff like that, but they're not really sure. So I want to get on this interview. I'm prepping right now for it. Hopefully it goes well. This has been a back and forth interview process since the beginning of summer, pretty much. So this is like a month and a half running. So I'm pretty deep into it right now, but I'm getting on a face-to-face Skype call. But as soon as the call is over, I will fill you guys in on it, exactly what it is I do, so you kind of have a better understanding. It was in the middle of the interview, and this guy obviously works from home because his job is completely remote. His kid woke up in the middle of it, came over to him and started crying. He was like, I apologize, this has never happened to me before. Can we reschedule it? So we had the interview at 11. We talked for like 20 minutes. And then we rescheduled it to 1 o'clock. So it's like 12:10 right now. So I have 50 minutes before the interview kicks back off again. It was going well so far, so that's good. But basically, I'm gonna do a little at-home workout right now in the next 45 minutes before the call. There's no excuse not to get your ass up, sweat a little bit. And like I said in my last vlog, Genevieve, who's the personal trainer, posts her workouts every day. I'm gonna do the one that she posted today, even though I don't know what half the shit is. Genevieve, where are you? This is a workout today. I'm just gonna screenshot that biatch. I'm probably not gonna be able to do everything on here, so you'll kind of have to improvise. All right. Also, one of y'all got me fucked up on live stream. This is disrespectful. I low-key feel like this is when you know you made it, when people are like, it's almost like fan mail. They send in these ridiculous things at you. Jump rope 80 times, 8 push-ups, I don't know what IYT is. Jumping jacks, chest press. So it's a bunch of shit I'm probably gonna have to end up improvising, but I'll probably do a bunch of body squats, push-ups. I have a pull-up bar here, but I have a regular one I could stick on the back that I could do grips like that. And I have a yoga mat in here. I could go outside with my jump rope that I have, take it out on the front, but I feel like that's kind of douchey. So I'll probably put the yoga mat down here. But I'm gonna set you up, and I'm probably just gonna run through this and talk to you as it goes. So I have about 40 minutes to do it because I want to give myself about 5 minutes to catch my breath and not look like a sweaty mess when I get back on. We're gonna start off with just push-ups, and I think I have like, wait, hold on. Where are you? You could always improvise whatever you're doing, right? If your chest is really sore, always listen to your body. If your chest is really sore when you're doing the push-ups, put your hands closer together so you're working more of the triceps, right? The wider you do it, the more the chest and the shoulders you'll get into it. But if you put your hands here, like close, you're gonna get triceps. A little wider, chest. Like anything in life, guys, little tweaks bring you crazy results. I don't even know if I could do these, to be honest. Oh, Jesus. My fucking ab almost just popped out of my fucking stomach. I'm not doing those. Ow, I think I actually might have just pulled something in my stomach. This is what my at-home workouts look like, guys. I swear to God, I'm just running around like a fucking mess. This is what I'd be doing if I wasn't on camera either. The point of this is, if you're doing at-home workouts, one, you don't have like big weights. If you're using weights, that's when you build muscle. However, when you're at home, the point should be to keep it high intensity. So it's almost like a HIIT workout. And HIIT workouts are good because they help build muscle too, while doing cardio. So I would suggest doing supersets for everything. Push-ups, pull-ups, an ab workout thing, and then use like different variations for everything. So that's how you should take advantage of at-home workouts, is use the simple shit that you have in your house. It could be simple as, I don't know, like pick up one of this shit, start doing shoulder presses over your head. So I'm just gonna go back and forth between pull-ups and push-ups probably, just to get a good pump in. And I'll keep switching my grips on the pull-ups too. I need some music in this one. Boomstick, where you at though? Where art thou?
I'm only only in the company of kings. I made a power move and it's everything it seems. The profit, folks rush in. 3 letters. Combination lock to the kilos that I hold.
So the other thing about these at-home workouts where you're doing bodyweight movements is you could pretty much do bodyweight movements whenever you want. Like my legs are really sore, but I can still do bodyweight squats. If your chest is sore, you can probably still do push-ups. And the good thing about that is I actually suggest that if you do chest and your chest is really sore, do like 50 push-ups the next day. It doesn't have to be consecutively because a lot of people can't do that, but throughout the day, because what it is push-ups aren't gonna leave you sore, right? If you do 50 push-ups throughout the day, you're not gonna be sore again. What it does is it tells your body that you need to put more nutrients into those muscles. So without giving it more soreness, it gives it more nutrients, right? And that will help the muscle heal more done quicklier. Ya Feelz, push up. How many should I do?
I still want sleeping with the finest, the great count is byhness, security black. Upgraded that, application made of that. Cocaine parties like the 70s, I cater that. If you can't pay it for the Rico, I still wanna sell kilos. Searching for the fish scale like I'm trying to find.
Puzzle together, start quickly dropping on the scale. City and dope, but relax, why? Showing more love, the bitches fucked on the side. Tony Montana, tailor-made suits.
I still wanna sell kilos.
This is it, yo. Like, working out is as much of a mental game as it is a physical game. Again, just like anything in life, man, you have to be willing to push yourself. And this is a little different only because you also have to push yourself physically. But when you get to the end of the sets, end of the reps, end of the exercise, you gotta think to yourself, man, 1 more rep, 2 more reps. In 5 minutes, you're not even gonna care about it anymore, right? It'll pass, you'll be done with it, you'll be happy you did it. You also have to think to yourself, if I'm not gonna push myself now while I'm working out, in the situation that really doesn't matter, right? Nothing's on the line. If you're not gonna push yourself now, you're not gonna push yourself in other aspects, right? So it's such a mental game you're building up. That's the same part of your brain that tells you when to push yourself in other parts of life. You get down to that 8th rep, 9th rep, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do the 9th and 10th rep. It's gonna be the same thing when you are creating a piece of content. You're like, oh, it's kind of late, 8 or 9 o'clock. I don't want to put the work in to finish it. Same fucking part of your brain, guys. You push here, you can push elsewhere. Fitness is a key to, for me, you have to find that avenue for you. There are parts of your life where you can push yourself, and you have to be able to identify those parts. You have to be able to know that this is where I push. Because if I push now, I'll be able to push in other parts of my life. Damn, I'm getting fucking vascular as shit. This actually looks out of control. I'm gonna have you guys asking if hanging out with Josh Gordon too much. Yeah, I tell you, man, I'm about this life. Put the fucking work in. You're never gonna succeed at anything. No one that you've ever known has been successful without putting the damn work in. And that goes for anything. That goes for fitness. It goes for business. It goes for relationships. It goes for all this shit, man. And I don't want to sound like a cornball and sound like I'm preaching to you as a life coach. This is my personal experience. I work fucking hard at everything I do, and it pays off. And I get results from it because I work hard. I can't imagine you being successful or seeing results from something that you don't work hard in. Put the work in. Follow what the insides tell you. Let this guide this. Work like this, and you'll be up here. I'm gonna finish this workout. I got about 20 minutes till the interview, so. And the other thing, I don't wanna keep sounding like a douche, I swear. But like I had 2 hours in between the last interview we just got on the next one. So on top of this workout, I put a mock draft video out every Friday. I just filmed that and uploaded it in the first hour, and now I'm doing the workout in the second hour. So like there's just so much time in the day that you probably waste that you could be doing productive shit. And like that's the difference between succeeding and not. It's like that simple. I could be here and be like, I don't really feel like doing the mock draft video right now. Or you could just physically get your ass up and do it and be done with it. And it seems so small, like it's not a big decision. You keep laying in your bed, but those kind of shits add up over time. When you consistently say yes, consistently do this stuff, that's the shit that adds up. And that's the shit that over time will get you to where you want to be. It's these little baby steps along the way. Because now that I got that mock draft video out of the way, I can focus 1 on this interview, 2, I can get something else done after the interview that would have been the time slot for me doing that video. You know what I'm saying? So be smart about your time, be calculated, have intentions with everything you do. All right, peace. I'm done with the motivation. Okay, so it's Friday. 11:58, 12 o'clock. And for y'all that are fantasy football heads, I'm getting on the interview with Andy from the Fantasy Footballers in 1 hour from right now. So I'm getting a little, you know, like before you do something big, whether it's like going on an interview or like going on a date or like any of that kind of shit, and you're getting nervous before the big like event. That's what's going on. So when I get anxious, when I get nervous, I start like pacing around my house and like thinking of different ideas, because this is up to this point. If you watch my vlogs and you're not in tune with fantasy football, like the industry, this guy Andy is one of 3 members of this company called the Fantasy Footballers, and they're a brand similar to myself. They have a podcast, they have a YouTube channel. They are the biggest fantasy football company on YouTube, as well as podcasting. They have the #1 podcast and YouTube channel in the entire industry. They're huge. Their audience is enormous. This guy agreed to come on to my YouTube channel to talk about the business and marketing side of the industry, because as I've been mentioning, that's what I want to talk about. I'm passionate. I have a bunch of big names kind of coming on over the next few weeks, which I'm super excited about. But this is probably my favorite one because I don't know. I'm at like a loss for words. I usually don't come to a loss for words when I'm on camera, but I just don't want to fuck this up because like this is a big one. These guys have been like a pretty big inspiration for me. They're kind of like, I kind of consider my content, like what I do fantasy football wise, a mix between what they do and like Barstool. Half piece of shit millennial, but also half making sure that it's entertaining and very informative and educational for the people that do come to my channel and want value out of it. So it's a mix, and like they're a brand that I look up to because they are so good at marketing and building an audience and building engagement. They did a live event this summer, or multiple live events, where they went around the country basically and sold out different shows where people just came, bought tickets, and they went up on stage and like talked. They videotaped one of their episodes that they would put up on YouTube, but at the live stage. So it was basically like them selling out a concert, but instead of being musicians, they were talking about fantasy football. So these guys are extremely innovative and extremely up to date in marketing, and they're branding everywhere, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, podcasts, Twitter, all these platforms. And in my opinion, they are the best at doing that in the entire industry. Obviously, you could see like the passion pouring out of me right now, but it's just crazy that he agreed to come on to my channel. And like in an hour, he's coming on. And we're gonna do the interview over Skype. I'm just gonna record it, throw it up. I'm like kind of prepping for it. I sent him over a bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about. Probably gonna print it out just in case I forget, but I want to make this like super conversational. I want to make the series like really big. And I want to make this like eye-catching to a lot of people in the industry and have this series done well to the point where I'm not doing it so I gain followers or an audience or like break my way into the industry. It's hard to explain. This is gonna be crazy. Stay tuned, and that video of me and Andy will be up in the next week or 2 weeks or something like that. So it's felt like getting this fucking excitement out on camera.
About fantasy football, but it goes well beyond that into the brand building and marketing and entrepreneurship and all those things. So it's a fun conversation. In fact, it's one I like having more than fantasy football because we do that so much.
Agreed. Beautiful thing. It's Sunday morning and your man's is not hungover. Oh, for the first time in it feels like 3 months. I didn't go out at all this weekend because, well, one, I was at the wedding last weekend, so that took a toll on me, both physically, mentally, spiritually, and my wallet. But I was like, I got too much work to do. Plus, I leave for Mexico on Wednesday, so I need to wrap everything up. Like, I need to have tomorrow's video Monday, then Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, all done already before I leave. Plus, the following Monday, because I get back on Sunday, and I'm not going to want to do that on Monday. So I started making a content calendar. This is what my August looks like. I literally am going 7 videos a week for the last 3 weeks of August. You know what's funny? When I wake up now, I put on these compression shorts. Like, because I always tell myself, like, oh, I'm gonna get up and go right to the gym. If I put these on, it'll make me go to the gym. Ends up like never happening anymore because I don't have time. I don't know why I thought that was funny, but it's not. Oh, so I got a few new pairs of shoes. I got a new pair of the Vans Skate High, all white. I had them, but I absolutely destroyed them, so I needed a new pair. Plus, they're only like $50 online, so they're not too expensive to re-up on. And then I also got these pair of Reeboks, super plain, low cut. I wanted to get a pair of low cut, like clean white sneakers like this because I feel like they're kind of in style now, even though they don't really fit me well, like just this style of shoe. But I got these at Marshall's and they were $30, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, we gonna get them. Grab these. Also grab some Gucci flip flops. Nah, they're Adidas, but I needed a pair for Mexico, so
Hello. Again, it's Sunday. I go live stream 1 p.m. Eastern every Sunday. It's 9 a.m. right now, but otherwise I'm catching up on work pretty good. I feel like I'm in a good spot right now, although I have a lot on my plate. I feel like I'm kind of ahead of the game because I didn't go out this weekend. I was literally working until like 11:30 last night. That's the thing, guys. Like last night was Saturday, man, and I was working till probably like 11:30. That's when I put my laptop down. And it's like, if you want to, I don't want to sound like a broken record or like feel like I'm always trying to like motivate you guys and do this shit, but just speaking like truthfully, like if you want to get somewhere and you have like a goal in mind, and the reason you're chasing this goal is because you're passionate about it, you have so much work to put in. Like nothing is easy. And I talked about this in one of the previous clips. The Andy from the Fantasy Footballers came on. The interview went awesome. Total bomb in a good way. We talked for like an hour and a half, and we just talked about like the amount of work that goes into being successful is an insane amount of work, and not everyone sees the back half of it. A lot of people want to see that it's like an overnight success thing, or it happens so quickly and it's not really that much work, or someone gets lucky or whatnot. But like, dude, at the end of the day, it's just so much work that goes into it. And if you're not really passionate about it, if you really don't see the end result of where you want to go, and you don't really care for what you're doing, like you'll never get there because you will get burnt out. There's no way I could, if I didn't care about what I was doing, I could put in the amount of hours I've been putting in over the last month, 2 months. You know, I feel like I haven't slept since June, to be honest with you. Yesterday was like the first time I feel like I slept in weeks, and I slept till 11 o'clock. I haven't done that since I was probably like fucking 21 years old. I don't know. It's morning thoughts. I literally just woke up. Isn't that weird how I just wake up and have fucking like thoughts like this? I gotta go to a psychiatrist or something.
This is what we do every Sunday morning.
We get on the live stream and we talk with the people. We talk with the family. We bullshit. We talk about our weekends. They ask me about 2,000 fucking fantasy questions that I don't want to answer, but I do it because this is fucking brand building 101. This is how you do it. What's good? It's Tuesday. It's like 4:58 right now. Your man's got a client call at 5 o'clock, but what the clients don't know won't hurt them. All right, bro, like, why are you turning into my fucking lane? So the interviews have been going fucking awesome. I had Andy from the Fantasy Footballers. We had Josh, ADHD. We had James Coe from the NFL Network.
Being able to use your analytical mind and really break down, okay, well, what's this guy doing? It's like, okay, wow, I love this, the way this guy sinks his hips right before he, runs an out route,
And Brad Evans, my fucking boy, from Yahoo, probably like the OG of OGs in the fantasy football industry, literally one of my top inspirations for doing anything I've done fantasy football wise. Brad Evans, he decided to come on my show. Only problem is I'm leaving for Mexico tomorrow morning, and he agreed to do the show on Thursday. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so I'll be in Mexico for this episode. Basically, I'm gonna have to rent out a conference room while I'm in Mexico. Thankfully, he likes tequila, so hopefully that will hold him over while I'm like, sorry, bro, the connection's shitty. We in Mexico. I'm coming back from the gym right now, about to hop on a client call. Then I got a haircut. Then I got to pack for Mexico. Your boy's fucking all over the place right now, but things are going good. We made it to Mexico. Give me best. Not racist squad. We got Perk, Trap, Heath, Steen. Amanda, I need a nickname for you. Durs. Are we gonna go with Durs?
What's your nationality?
And we got Tink. Life hack. If you're ever checking a bag, flying, checking a bag, don't pay to check a bag. Just bring that shit through security. Then when you get to the front gate, they'll automatically check it for you. We got 7 miles to the resort.
You just want to see the whole. You get kidnapped.
Policia.
When I was in Mexico, I went on all these shops. Yeah. Literally, it's horrible. They just hard. Yeah, you gotta bargain.
Who's that, Michael Jackson?
We're gonna do some fucking damage on this trip.
Hey.
I don't know what that is, but we going in it.
In the bar, make sure that you have your belongings. My wife already has a nice collection. Have a great time, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
You the man.
This is massive.
Let's go.
Wow.
We don't deserve this.
Long time. Let's get you guys inside. Come on. I'm John, by the way. They told you guys about me on the way over, okay? All right, cool. Are we celebrating anything I should know about, or?
Living life. Living life.
People want to call cerveza, margarita? Margarita, please.
Love that green light. Nice bedroom. How are we looking? Oh yeah. Oh, we got sick balconies.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, dude, let's fucking go. Woo!
For sure.
So we got this crazy ass balcony. And you know it's all inclusive. So we got tequila on tap. Oh my god, this is bad news. Thank god that. Oh wait, is that clear tequila?
Wrong.
Okay,
I'm gonna see if I can get like
they only have dark tequila. What do they got in the fridge? Dude, this is fucking absurd.
some beers.
I'm upset. Okay, people. It's Saturday morning. No, it's fucking Thursday morning. Last night was a good time. We dominated the Cancun Strip. Heath got in a twerk contest. We were murdering bottles of tequila. We had pizza about 3 a.m. We had a long life talk on the balcony. Like, what more could you ask for? This shit is gonna be dangerous for the rest of the time here. I don't even wanna look at that. But your man's got up early. Took a little stroll on the beach. I like to clear my mind, especially when you wake up hungover. I fucking always have anxiety. And I'm like sweating. I don't know what kind of sweats I had. This shit needs to go all the way down. We have it's 18 degrees Celsius. I don't know what 18 degrees Celsius is, so any of y'all that are international, let your boy know what 18 degrees Celsius is. I feel like that's probably fucking freezing. But I have my call with Brad Evans. I don't remember if I talked about this in a previous clip or not, but Brad Evans has been a huge inspiration to me in terms of, he's like legitimately the biggest, the most decorated writer in the entire fantasy football industry. He's a huge name, huge personality. He works for Yahoo. He's like a 2-time Emmy Award nominated writer. He's won Writer of the Year, the Sports Writer of the Year award. He's someone that I've always looked up to, and he's someone who built his brand around his personality, and he's kind of like the first person I saw when I was younger that was like, you know, if you're completely yourself, you could be successful that way. You don't have to kind of conform to how other people are doing it and write like how everyone else writes, or, you know, use other people's personalities to try to get to where they are at, right? So he was a big inspiration to me in that way. I'm fucking super pumped up to have him. I've been harassing him on Twitter. I'm like, I'm not gonna stop until you come on my YouTube channel, and he finally agreed to it. So I was like, Brad, literally name a day, name a time, and I'll make it work for me. And he goes, okay, Thursday, you pick a time and he'll make it work. And I thought that was pretty cool because I'm sure he's fucking busy as shit. But I was like, okay, like obviously I jumped at it. Like I'm not gonna let this opportunity pass it by. Little did I know, well, I feel like I knew damn well, sure, that I was gonna be in Mexico, obviously. But we were like, we're gonna make this shit work. So we called and we were like, you guys have a conference room that I could set up in the hotel? And they told me like yes, and then when we got here, now they're like, no, we don't have that, but they have premium Wi-Fi that I paid for. It was like $30 for the entire stay here, which is fine. The Wi-Fi works good, so I'm gonna have the Skype call in my room. So I'm kind of getting prepped for it. Kind of sucks. I want to suck down some Mars right now, but my man's Brad is a huge tequila guy. He loves tequila, which I think will play to my benefit because, I mean, I do too. I love the margs. So I'm gonna grab some margs before we get on the call. He doesn't know I'm in Mexico right now. So he might be like, what is this kid doing? Like, why am I talking to him while he's in Mexico? Or he might be like, respect. I don't know. I'm super excited. I'm a little nervous. The last few calls I've been on. So I did one with Andy, the fantasy footballers, Josh ADHD, who's a big influencer on Twitter, James Coe of the NFL Network, previously of the NFL Network. So these are guys, James Coe is literally an Emmy Award winning sports journalist or reporter. So this is fun. I've had some pretty big names. This is really cool. But I really wasn't nervous bringing those guys on. I don't really know why, but I'm kind of nervous for Brad. I don't want to fuck this up. But the conversations have been going so smoothly with these other guys, and like they're so open and they're like free to talk about whatever, and they're passionate about what we're talking about. So the conversations have been free flowing, and none of them have been less than an hour. And I was kind of worried that maybe we'd run out of shit to talk about or content, but like the conversations just they flow like tequila out of the dispenser over here. It's the best analogy I could think of off the top of my head. So yeah, I'm gonna stay away from the alcohol to have my wits about me for this interview, but I kind of want to show you guys what I'm feeling right now, because this is big for me. This is gonna be possibly the biggest conversation I've ever had, with someone who's like, maybe ever, I don't know, dude, because you never know what these things will lead to, right? These kind of networking and connection opportunities. So for the people that have been watching me since like 100 subs, or if you were in the first 100 subs, man, you're still with me and you've been watching me building what I've been building, man, this has to be inspiration to you, to show you that like everyone starts at nothing. You know what I mean? Like I started with nothing, and I've just worked so damn hard to get to this point. I don't feel like I've accomplished fucking anything, if I'm being completely honest with you, but you see these things start to stack up over time, and now I'm having these big fucking names on my channel, and it's pretty cool to finally get out there and have something to show for it. And that's not really like, that's not what I'm about. I don't really care that I have like things to show for, be like, yeah, I have guys from like the NFL Network or anything on there, but it's nice like when you're working so hard to have something tangible, you can be like, yeah, this is, you know, this shows what I've been working for. And these are like little goals along the way, man. And these are, it's exciting times, but I'm gonna try to keep my head on straight right now. I have the call with Brad in 2 hours. I'm praying that the fucking Skype video call like does not disconnect. It's been pretty good so far, so that's it. I'm gonna get changed. Oh, by the way, this song right now, Sun in Our Eyes by the artist M.O. It's like I think it might be the number 0. The song's a fucking jam and I can't stop listening to it. So yeah, M0, Sun in Our Eyes, summer fucking jam of the month probably. So I'm gonna be listening to that for the next fucking 2 hours, get my head right, make sure I got my questions down packed. Like these interviews are not easy, guys. There's a lot of research you have to do to know which ways you can turn the interview, right? And which questions you can ask based on their personality and what you think they will open up about. And you have to do your research, right? It's not like I just get on there and be like, yo, what's up, Brad? Talk to me, man. Like, what's up? What's going on? Like, you gotta fucking be ready to go and be witty with the questions too, and you know, steer the conversation in a direction that's both entertaining and valuable to the audience. So it's been pretty difficult, but like I said, these guys are awesome. But anyways, I gotta get ready, get changed, get my head right. I'll check in with y'all later. Thursday, let me know the time, and immediately I shot back. I was like 12:30. Oh my God, let's do this. Like 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna be in Mexico on Thursday. So I'm actually, yes. So I'm in Mexico right now. I'm in Cancun. So if you hear music in the background, it's probably because there are about 1,000 21 to 25-year-olds shaking their asses to the music back there. So you can picture that in your head. And I thought it was perfect. At first,
where's the tequila, Nick? That's the most important ingredient here.
Hey,
boy.
Brad. You're coming into.
That's my kind of guy.
It's Mark season right now.
You gotta be down the love juice.
That's my man. So I love tequila, and margaritas are.
I'm a oxygen for answers sent away. Back to your head, you make me tremble, make me crash, forget my name. And just ride that wave until we're higher than life. With the sun in our eyes, shit just ride on the cloud until we fall from the sky. No tears for the night, for the night, for the night. You just ride that wave until we're higher than life. With the sun in our eyes. With the sun in our eyes. Hey, I can see your face from miles and miles away, but heaven knows.
Yeah.
It's gonna fade, heaven knows it's gonna fade. I'm a oxygen for answers sent away. Back to your head, you make me tremble, make me crash, forget my name. And just ride that wave until we're higher than life. With the sun in our eyes, you just ride on the cloud until we fall from the sky.
So we've had a long day, and so
Nice. Nice.
those are not my shorts. Those are
They're my shorts.
Georgie.
So
No,
nice.
those are his
Nice.
underwears. You ready?
We're gonna drop them motherfuckers all the way in the pool.
You ready?
Yeah, do it. Hang, you better hit.
Dude.
Are you fucking kidding me? That was so easy to do, just fucking flick. Oh, I'm upset. Yeah, they went like 2 balconies. I see them on the.
Oh! Dude, he looked up, he saw. It was right in my eyes.
Who's funny?
Because he fucking dropped him. It was a fucking.
Okay, so it's Friday morning. I can't see shit out here. Steam is out of control. Baby, what is you doing?
We're about to head to taking a catamaran. I don't know, some big ass boat that's gonna have like 30 of us on it. Taking it to that island out there. I don't know if you can see it, but they're taking us to an island where we're gonna snorkel. We're gonna hang out on the boat. Hopefully they got margs going. Margs flowing, margs hoeing. Then they let us off on the island and we can skirt around the island. We can rent golf carts. That's gonna be fucking epic. Although feel like it's a bad idea for them to let us rent golf carts after we've been drinking the entire time, but it's gonna be fun as hell. Probably gonna race, probably play bumper carts.
Nuestro bartender, al cantinero. Un fuerte aplauso, bartender. Amado.
Yar, bitch. Hello, party peoples. Last day in Mexico. We leave, well, we gotta see what's good with the flights back home. Apparently, we got the weather acting up, being very disrespectful. We might have to change our flights and see what's up. I don't think it's anything serious, but I'll see what my mother says. Anyways, we're about to go zominate the pool. We were, how y'all feeling about these shades, by the way? You like these things?
Aren't y'all running blind?
Pissed. So we went on a fucking booze cruise yesterday. It's like 7 hours long. 7 hours long. Got back, passed out, fully clothed, like 10:30. Woke up today, ready to go, ready to zominate. We gotta play some pool volleyball today. I need to hear more enthusiasm out of you, Steam. Last day here in Mexico. Let's get it. Let's do it from
Going up?
What? One more from Mexico, baby. Alright, so we're back from Mexico. Clearly. Your man's getting murdered with work right now because I have switched to a 7 days a week schedule for fantasy for my YouTube videos, which is crazy. 7 days a week publishing, and I also have my draft guide, which I update weekly. So that's basically 7 blog posts, 7 videos, plus another 2 videos I put into my draft guide. I'm still doing this interview series, which the first interview aired today. To give you a time of reference, it's Tuesday, August 14th. Stupid ass fucking dentist appointment today, man. I don't even have time to have dentist appointments. Like, I'll let my teeth rot, but I lose health insurance and or dental insurance, I should say, in like 10 days. So I kind of need to make these appointments. Anyways, what's interesting about today? So I actually have basically my next 6 videos already queued up and ready to go for the channel, which is great. But I'm getting my first consulting call. So I've talked about this before in my videos. Fantasy football is such a big opportunity, I think, from a business perspective, that you need to start taking different successful parts of other industries, i.e. consulting, and try to merge them into your industry, because it's, you know, it's a proven record of being successful in terms of consulting in multiple industries, or basically in every single industry. There is a level of consultancy that we've seen be successful, so why not integrate it? That I'm getting on my first consulting call tonight, and I opened up slots in my schedule to do so for people that want help, that want one-on-one. So it's either a phone call, Skype video, and I'm using this software called, or this website called Acuity Scheduling, and they send me through a bunch of info about what we're going to talk about. I just help them for like a half hour, and my rate right now is $40 for a half hour. Actually, that's pretty crazy now I think about it, but that just tells you, I know people are going to be like, that's expensive, and that's completely fine. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it, but that's just how I value my time. If I'm working at a regular job based on the skills that I have and what I'm doing, that's about how much I would value my time, how much that it's worth, and how much I think that I would be making had I not been using that half hour towards consulting, if that makes sense. That's how you have to look at these kind of things. This person, for instance, the league that they're paying him is a $750 buy-in, first place getting $4,500. So these are the types of people that would do my consulting, and I understood that going in when I priced that, because you're not paying $40 for a half hour if your buy-in for a league is $50, because you're making no money on return unless, you know, you're leaving no room for error. So I just kind of wanted to capture this. This is right before my first consulting call, which I expect to be a big part of my business, I guess, moving forward. The other interesting part about that is my next guest interview onto the channel talking about fantasy football industry and behind the scenes is a guy named CD Carter, or he goes by Denny Carter. He has a pretty big following on Twitter, somewhere around like 25,000, and he is actually the owner of a company called Draft Day Consultants. Now, when I thought of this idea, the consulting idea, I was like, dude, this is dope. There's no way anyone else is doing it. And I thought of like a groundbreaking idea, right? And then I Google it, and I was like, fantasy football consulting. his website is the first one that pops up. I didn't know anything about the guy prior to this, which was probably about like 2 or 3 months ago. I remember I put it into a couple of my vlogs, and I did some research on him, and I followed him on Twitter, and I realized that he's like big in the industry, and he has all basically the biggest minds in the industry working under him as draft day consultants, and they're able to help people out who want that. And I thought it was ironic that my first consultant, my personal consultancy, was on the same night that I'm interviewing him. So I had dentist at 10 a.m. today. I've just had a fuckload of work to catch up on since I got back from Mexico. So I worked all day yesterday. I had my dentist appointment at 10 a.m. I had 2 videos to film today, edit and upload. Then I have this consulting call in 30 minutes. And then I have the interview with him 2 hours after that. So tonight at 8 o'clock. And then tomorrow morning I have another interview with someone who is big on Instagram called the Fantasy Football Counselor, who has like 85,000 followers. So I'm really intrigued to get on a call with him because, you know, Instagram is the #1 social platform in the world right now, and he kind of owns that in the fantasy football sphere. So it's gonna be interesting to talk to him about a marketing business perspective, because I think he looks at things the same way I do. So I have that tomorrow at 10 a.m. So I'm super crazy fucking busy. I've had 0 time to do anything, and I have all these little other things going on, but it's getting me really frustrated and anxious. But I'll be able to handle it. I just gotta work a little harder, a little smarter, a little later, a little earlier, all that kind of shit. But I just want to check in with you guys because I have not since I got back from Mexico. Mexico was a dope time. I didn't film too much because I'm just trying to enjoy it, and obviously my friends probably don't like having a camera stuck in their face the whole time. So awesome trip overall. Got a good tan. As you can see, I'm a bronze prince right now, and that's really it. So I got to get back to work and get ready for these calls.
So I'm outside, it's like 8 a.m. and I decided to journal for the first time in 2 months. I opened it up and the last date was June 16th. It's August 16th right now. And I've been sitting here for like 4 minutes. I just realized right next to my head, we got Charlotte's Web going on. This guy's sucking up his opponents. He's getting after it. The early spider gets the bug. I don't know what he's wrapping up over there, but I'm gonna let him be, because I like to be one with nature when I journal. So my mind has been fucking cluttered lately, and it's I don't know, like it affected my sleep last night. And for a while I kind of just pushed it aside. I was like, whatever, just push through it, just keep working, just keep doing your thing. And last night I had a shitty sleep, and it was because I had so much on my mind. So today I was like, I need to journal, because journaling was something, you know, if you guys have been following me for the last 3, 4, 6 months, whatever, I went out to California earlier this year, and I picked up on journaling. One of my mentor basically got me into it, and it was something that really helped me. Like in the morning, I'd wake up, and the first thing I would do, I wouldn't look at my phone. And this is the type of journaling for me as well when I video, you know, when I vlog and stuff. So it's not really that big of a deal that I do this right now. But I wouldn't look at my phone. I wouldn't look at any social media, no text messages, no emails, nothing like that before I did anything. So I would journal, and it was just a way to clear my mind. It was just a way to unclutter everything. It's kind of like if people meditate. I don't know if any of you guys meditate, but this is a way of meditation, journaling, because it just gets everything off your mind. It's just for you. It's like all these random thoughts that are running through your head. So I don't know if that motherfucker's gonna be attacking me soon or what. If he's coming after me next. If I end up in a spider's web, y'all witness to the murder. So it's a way for me to clear my head and kind of get back on track and realize where I need to be going. I'm kind of pissed I fell off for so long, because it was something that helped me a lot, but I don't know, things just started picking up, and I was like, I don't have time for it. But at the same time, it's something that's super beneficial, and you have to understand that everything you do in life, like everything you do on your day-to-day, like physically the things that you do, it's all like one cycle of stuff. So you can't be separating work from relationships, from journaling, from watching TV, right? It's all one cycle, and you have to figure out how to fit it all in together, because one does connect to the other. How you handle your relationships is very much interconnected to how you handle yourself. Like me journaling helps keep my mind calm, and thus helps me keep my relationships strong, because I know what I have to be doing. I don't mean to get too deep on the subject there, but all these things are, your work life and your life flow are very interconnected in that sense. So you have to make sure that you feed all these different parts of your life in order to have, be at peak optimal, I don't want to say performance, that sounds weird, but I don't know the word I'm looking for, but I know that this is something I need to incorporate back into my life, because it was something I didn't do for a while, and I know that like the way I felt when I was doing it was a lot clearer, and a lot less anxious, and a lot less on my chest and on my mind. So I'm going to try to get back into journaling again, and today's the first day of that, so let me write my piece.
Hello world. I haven't checked in on the vlog in a while. It's like August 23rd, I think. It's Wednesday, and my live draft weekend is 2 days away. For some reason, I always have the mood to vlog right after I get out of the gym. I just got a good little pump in. See, I got some supplies in the back. Get ready for the draft weekend. Man, organizing this thing has been a fucking nightmare, but I'm super excited for it. I think it's gonna be really, really fun. The reason organizing has been such a nightmare, one, because I'm stupid and the way I went about organizing it wasn't good, because I basically just asked in a couple of my videos if people wanted to come in, if people wanted to, for those of you who are not familiar with what I'm even doing. So in 2 days from now, it's August 23rd, or no, it's August 20, might be the 1st, I don't know. In a couple of days this weekend, from August 24th to the 26th, I'm bringing out, it's gonna be 8 of my subscribers to New York City. I rented out an Airbnb. It's like this awesome Airbnb in Manhattan. We are doing a live fantasy football draft. Now, when I first plugged it into one of my videos, right, and they're coming for the weekend. We're staying Friday to Sunday. We're gonna hang out, go out Friday night, Saturday night. Basically, you know, just like connect and hang out and network and do a fantasy football draft, of course, because that's what my channel's centered around. And when I first plugged it into my videos, I was just like, email me if you're interested, because I had no idea if people were going to be interested or not. And I knew I had to make it at a high price because New York is super fucking expensive. And I got so many emails, and it was just me going back and forth one-on-one with like 75 different people. And then eventually when I told them the price, it got cut down and cut down and cut down. And then I had the last spot filled for a while. And then one guy dropped out because he had like an emergency surgery, and then the other people kept like filling up the last spot and then dropping out. So it put me in a bad spot where I only had 8 people from 8 subscribers in the league set up coming to New York, and they already have their plane tickets and everything. Need to fill the last spot. So I just ended up asking one of my friends from my hometown to come and be the 9th member in the league. He's just going to come do the draft with us and then probably not hang out for the rest of the weekend. But I just needed a 9th member. And it kind of sucked because I felt like I had this all planned out, and I was like, yeah, this is perfect. I'm going to get the 9 subscribers. And then I couldn't get the 9th one. So I felt like not like a failure, but like, I don't know. It was kind of deflating not being able to fill the last spot. And it was like 90 different people that were like, oh, next year I'm definitely coming. Next year I'm definitely coming. So what this process has taught me is that you don't trust anybody until pen is to paper. And that even includes the people that were going to help me out. So I had friends that were going to come, and then they got busy with stuff. I had one person who was going to be the cameraman, and then all of a sudden, like, he texted me 2 weeks later, because I remember, like, I followed up, and I was like, bro, you got to make sure you're there. Like, this has to be in ink. Like, you're definitely going to be there for the weekend. I need someone to videotape everything, because I'm going to be using it for marketing purposes next year. To, you know, hopefully scale this up and do multiple weekends throughout the summer. He's like, yeah, I got it. And I was like, make sure that you can come. And he said a few times, and all of a sudden, like 2 weeks ago, he's like, oh, sorry, bro, I got an engagement party. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, so that fell through along with a couple other things. And I was just like, dude, this is why I have so much trouble outsourcing things and giving off responsibility for the things that I do to other people, because I literally feel like I can't trust anyone to do shit. And this is just me venting right now, but that's just how I feel on a lot of this stuff. So I've been working legitimately like 12 to 14 hour days all of August, most of July. Things have just been absolutely crazy. My summer has been so hectic because I've been going on too many goddamn vacations. Another thing to be learned is this is like my blackout season. Summer is, I cannot, there you go, it's another draft guide order. I'll give you updates on the draft guide order as well. Summer is, I cannot take breaks during the summer. I went to Disney for like 5 days for a wedding. I went to Cancun for like 5 days, and it made me so behind in my work schedule. And when I wasn't there, I had to play catch up so hard. So, and there you go. I just got a text from my friend literally in the middle of this conversation saying, what time do I have to be there Friday? Because I found another friend who was going to help me out in videotape, and now he's like, I don't know if I'm able to get out of work in time. So everything falls through. Thank God Steve can come Friday, and then I can figure out Saturday. So case in point, this is the most stressed I've ever been in my entire fucking life, and I'm not exaggerating. I've never been this stressed before, because I realized how important this, not even just this event, just this period, Jesus Christ, it's really sunny. This period for me is for work and for this event too. This could be the future of what I'm doing. And this could be a huge proponent of my business. And this is a big piece of showing off my brand, right? Like when I'm trying to build this brand, I'm trying to build a personality behind it. That's what separates brands from each other, right? Is the actual,
You hear the terms branding, and I don't think a lot of people understand what that means. And it means like having a personality. It means having a story behind it. And this weekend is my story. I guess when I get down to it, what I'm trying to build is a fantasy football lifestyle brand. And there's no other way for me to exemplify that than through what this weekend is about. It's, you know, combining two of my favorite things, and that's fantasy football and doing hood rat things with my friends in New York City. So this is exactly what my brand is about. It's really important to me. This is just huge. So super fucking stressed, super excited, but life will go on as always, and I'll check in with you all throughout the weekend and whatnot. So draft weekend officially starts tomorrow, and I went out and grabbed a bunch of groceries, pretty much all the booze and stuff that we're gonna have in the house, any supplies we may need. So we got a bunch of stuff. It probably cost me about $200 in groceries and supplies, and then another $300 in alcohol and liquor, which is in there. And I have a bunch of stuff in the fridge that we're gonna be taking with us. And that's one of the difficult parts about organizing live events too, because you have to realize that all these people are paying a lot of money, right? So they kind of want to have a personalized experience. So you have to make sure that they have certain type of food preferences, whether it's snacks or whether they have dietary restrictions, or if they have certain types of alcohol preferences, because you know your man's is the tequila guy, but there are people who want whiskey, there are people who want Jameson, there are people who want Hennessy for whatever fucking crazy reason. But these are also things that you always have to plan and make sure that you do right. You want to cover all your bases. All right, homies. So it's like September 5th. I haven't updated the vlog in a while. I need to get back to doing my weekly vlogs, but August has been the craziest fucking month of my life. So I'm gonna talk through this while I wrap this gift. I have no idea how to wrap presents. It was my mom's birthday yesterday, so you know I rep Adidas here in the HQ, and I rep the Ultra Boosts like no other. The single greatest shoe on the planet, working out, for chilling, for walking, for making fantasy football videos, it doesn't matter. Ultra Boosts are by far the best shoe I've ever put on my feet. So I figured, why not get some from my mama? So I got her a pair. I know she likes these colors. Hopefully the size fits, 9.5 women's. So I have to wrap this for her before she gets home from work. Unfortunately, I have no idea how to fucking wrap anything. But let's talk some updates. So the draft weekend went awesome. The draft weekend was wildness. It honestly just reminded me of if me and my actual friends from home booked an Airbnb in New York City for the weekend and just went out to party. It was hard to explain, I guess, but it couldn't have asked for a better group of dudes that came with me for that weekend, for the dudes that traveled all over the place. So we have Mike out in San Francisco, we have Chris from LA, we have James from San Diego, we have Kyle from Detroit, we have Austin from Richmond, we had Nick from Raleigh, LJ from Austin, Texas, Lucas is from Queens, my man is, that y'all know from the E-Town Get Down, filled in because we needed a last drafter. He's from my town, of course. Steve helped me out, Wilson helped me out, all of my friends definitely helped me out in this weekend, like no questions asked. And they were there for me, they had my back, of course, and those are the kind of people you need in your life, man. The friends that are going to, you know, even if you, Wilson was helped me out. He basically filmed from like Friday to Saturday, and he was supposed to go visit his parents in Chicago that weekend, and he was like, guys, I can't come because I have to help my friend out, like film for him. And he was like, dude, I was trying to explain to my parents what the fuck was going on this weekend, and they have absolutely no idea. Like, that doesn't sound important. You should come to Chicago and visit us because we haven't seen you in a long time. So I was like, it's funny because when you're doing shit like this that's very like new and it really hasn't been done before, trying to explain it to people is crazy. But overall, the weekend went so well. The second night, we were out Saturday night, I severely under budgeted, so I have to figure out how much money ended up coming out of the weekend. But this was really just a test trial to see, one, it was just fucking amazing that people from all over the country, like I said, California, Detroit, Virginia, Texas, like all over the country would come just to hang out with me and do a fantasy football draft for the weekend, right? So that tells me, one, that there was a market for something like that in the industry, that people are willing to pay a certain price for a good or a service, you know what I mean? So that's takeaway number one. I wasn't concerned about bringing home revenue from this weekend. I really wasn't. I just wanted to have an awesome time, get good marketing footage and good videos, and just really build a connection with the people that did come. So hopefully they'll come back next year. I'm pretty sure all of them want to come back again next year, and I want to try to open it up and scale it and hopefully do a little better on the profit and revenue side of things next year, and I'll be able to do that. Just looking back at what I did this time, getting away from some of the expenses that were unnecessary, and probably spending a little less on things that we could have just spent less on that weren't as big of a deal. So I'll be able to flip that into much more, a much higher profit margin next year. And if I do it multiple times, that could be a very big takeaway for me, money-wise, for the brand, for the HQ. And so the weekend was awesome, really, really awesome. I've been putting out content so much. I just hit 10,000 subscribers 2 days ago, which is fucking crazy because I remember the first video I ever put out. Man, I remember hitting 100 subscribers. I went nuts. I remember hitting 1,000 subscribers. And I've talked about this on my YouTube channel before. I think a lot of the reasons people hold back from creating or hold back from following things that they're passionate about is one, because you see people that have got to a certain level that are big in your respective industry that whatever relates to you. You see people that are so high up. Even some of you guys who might be thinking about starting a blog or a fantasy football YouTube channel, you see someone like me, like, oh, he's already got 10,000 or 11,000 subscribers. By the time you see this, I'll probably be higher than that. But point being, you see someone like me and you're like, oh, it's gonna take me so fucking long to get there. The thing is, when you're building up a brand or when you're building up something like this that has a following around it, every little milestone is as much of a high for you when you're starting as for me. Like when I hit 10,000, it was the same excitement as when I hit my first 1,000, and that's like, I hope that's motivation for you guys to understand that you don't need to look so far ahead and you don't need to look at the big picture of 10,000 or 50,000 or 100,000. Understand that when you get your first fucking follower that you don't know, that ain't your mom, that ain't one of your boys, that is a true loyal following because you're giving them value, that's gonna feel fucking awesome. When you hit 100, you're gonna feel just as good. When you hit 1,000, you're gonna be like, holy shit, there's 1,000 people that give a shit about what I have to say. So along the way, you're gonna hit these little pit stops and you're gonna hit these little marks that feel just as good. So I don't want you to think about the big picture. You gotta understand that every single person that's ever started anything in their life started with 0. I didn't log on to YouTube with 10,000 subscribers. I logged on with fucking 0, with a pit in my stomach that was hard to overcome. Everyone's gonna face that mental barrier in the beginning, but things are starting to come to fruition, man. And in the next vlog, I'm gonna break down all of the revenue I brought in from fantasy football this summer, all of the business benchmarks that I've hit, because this August has been, I don't wanna say an absolute explosion, but things are going in the right direction. And it's because I've just worked so hard knowing that in the beginning, you can't look so far down the road. You have to understand that putting in the work in day in, day out, and like having that grit and having that grind and going after something, knowing that in the end it will pay off. You have to have a long-term vision with this shit, and I always did. I never wavered from the belief that I had when I first set out to do this, man, to have this channel, to build this brand, and it's paying off, man, and it pays off for people, man. It can pay off for any one of you guys. And talking about that, the industry series that I was working on prior to the weekend, I was having some of the bigger names in the industry come onto my channel to interview them and their come up in the fantasy football industry. And I realized like halfway through why I was doing it in the first place. I think when I first got started, when I first had that like entrepreneurial itch in me and I wanted to branch off and do my own thing, I was probably 19 at the time, maybe 20, and now it had to be after college, so maybe it was 20, 21. And I remember like listening to so many podcasts about entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs interviewing other entrepreneurs, and I was absolutely hooked on those. But I had no plans of like leaving a real full-time job, and I was still going through grad school and all this stuff, but those things hooked me in so much, and those were so fucking helpful to me at the start of my like journey and my path, that I guess like subconsciously in me was like, I want to do a series just like that for people in the industry that I'm in now, because I think it'll help out so many younger people. And it was basically a way for me to kind of give back from like all the info I got from those podcasts that I was so hooked on when I was younger, to do that for the people in my audience now. And I know that wasn't like why they joined my channel in the first place, but if I can inspire people through that series, the people that I've had on are really influential people, and they've inspired me, and they've really, opened up on my channel. Those interviews couldn't have gone better, in my opinion, man. I've gotten a lot of good feedback from them. People are really, really liking these videos. So it's just, I don't know. This August has been a fucking grind, but I knew it would be like this when I signed up. I knew the summer would get absolutely out of control, and it has been, but in the end, it's gonna be a very good thing. And now we're in season, so I'm looking for a way to monetize in season, because we made a killing off the draft guide. We made over 5 figures in terms of just revenue pulling in from the draft guide itself. does not include affiliate marketing, does not include the draft weekend. So there is some serious money to be made here if I do this correctly. I didn't have anything in place to try to monetize in season. I don't have any premium content or anything, but I'm working on doing that via Patreon page. So that's in the works right now. I'll keep you all updated on that. And I actually have to fucking wrap this because that was the whole point of me even turning this camera on. But things are going well. I just wanted to catch up with y'all and let you know that the vlogs are going to be back this season. And I hope y'all didn't miss me too much because I got a lot of love for you. The E-Town Get Down draft was on Monday, so that by the time this vlog is up, that was already well past, and that vlog is already up. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, but I got more work to do, so let's get it.